Then comes the alter command. Alter command is basically used to update the structures of key spaces, tables, your indexes, whatever kind of structures you are creating in Cassandra, you can update that by using with the help of alter command. Right. So here I'm discussing only two kinds of alter commands. One is to alter the key space, and second is to alter the table. Fine. So alter key space, it modifies the key space strategy, replica strategies, the number of copies of the data replicas in the Cassandra for each data center, and also the durable rights. Right. So to update or to change existing key space, what we have to specify alter key space as a keyword, then a name of the key space which you have created with replication is equals to, here you can change the class from simple or to network strategy as per your requirement. This is a or in between, so you can set class to strategy, simple strategy, then the replication factor you can set, or you can set the class to network topology strategy. Again, if it is a network topology, you can individually set the replication factor for each data center, so that you can set over here, right? And then you can also set durable rights, true or false. So you can alter all the things which are there in case of creating key spaces by using the alter key space command, right? Then second is the alter table command. Here you can change many things in the table by using the alter table commands, right? Like you can add a new column, change the data type of a column, drop an existing column, rename a column, right? So then change the table properties. There are a number of table properties which are associated with the table, which is basically optional. So here you can see scale brackets, all things are optional. So as per our requirement, whatever operation that you want to perform, whichever alteration you want to do on a particular table, that as per your requirement, you can add these particular options from this alter table command, right? So it returns no results, but just to change the structure of the column, right? So alter table is a keyword, then key space name is optional part dot, right? Then table. So you can write alter table, let's say student underscore master. Directly you can write, but before we will use this, because if you are at the shell and you are not into this key space, then we can use this particular syntax. You have to remove these scale brackets in that case, right? Otherwise you can use alter table, then the name of the table. So what do you want to do? Alter the data type of the column, particular column, add a new data type, drop column list, rename column from old to this new. So this is new, this is old. Fine. So these are similar to the SQL commands that you already have practiced with, right? Then we can set the properties with the help of with keyword, right? With, then we will specify the table properties. I will show you a simple example of this. So this is uh, here I have changed this students table. So I have typed alter table students, then I have used this particular, I have not used these, but I have used this particular option of this alter table command, which is add. So alter table students, add contact number. This is the new field, this is the new column name that I have introduced in my student table, and its data type is integer. So now you can see this is inserted, but the values here is null, right? So we can update this by using the update command for these particular students. So this way we can insert a new column into the existing tables. Fine. Now next is the import and export in Cassandra. Fine. So how we can import, export the tables to CSV file, or import the CSV file into the Cassandra. So there are two commands which we can use: copy to and copy from. Commands are used to export and import data in Cassandra. Fine. Don't go into this syntax. It looks like very complex, but it is very simple syntax. So this is for export to CSV. Suppose we have a table within Cassandra. I want to export that table to some CSV file or in my disk. So I can use this command: copy, then the name of the table and the name of the columns which are there in the table to the file, right? To the file with some options. We can specify the things which are in the square brackets. They are optional. So let me show you example directly, then you can easily pull it. So here what I am doing, I am exporting to this student table. I'm exporting this data to this student.csv file, right? So there are two options I have introduced here. This is number one, this is second number two, where I have used only this portion, and then I have used this the second version, like with the with also. So here I'm saying copy. This is the name of the table, student. So I can also specify some columns. Let's say I don't want all the columns to be copied from here to the CSV file. So in that case, I can specify the name of the columns that you would like to copy to the CSV file. So if you would like to copy the complete table, there is no need to specify this. You can see there is a square bracket. So square bracket means this is optional. Fine. So copy students, then 2. So 2 will come, then the name of the file. Fine. So this is the name of the file that you want to create. Fine. It will by default copy the document, your record, your this CSV. It will create this CSV file in your home directory. So whatever it is. Otherwise, you can set that also. So copy student. This is the second version. Copy. This is the name of the database, student. Command up to this point is same, but here I am using this with option. Right? So with one option is header is equals to true. So what header is equals to true means, you can see there are column names. So here this file will be created with the help of either of these two. It's a new file in my home directory. And if I open this, these are the records which are there. I have added a few more records into this particular table. So these are the records which are there in my student. I have included few more records into this, and I have exported this table into the CSV file in my disk. So now this student.csv is my file which contains the data which is there in my student table. So I can export. Fine. Similarly, in similar way, I can import this CSV file from the disk to the Cassandra. Fine. Now, first of all, to do this, what you have to do is import. You have to truncate student. So truncate means it will delete all records from the table. The student, with the help of this truncate command, the student table, whatever as many as records are there in the students, they will be removed. So this will remove all the records from the table. Now import is again similar. Copy table name, then column names from file name with options. Fine. So here copy students. Here I am using this another version where I am specifying the name of the columns. Although these are same, no change. All the column names are there. So I want to copy all the column names from this, create a new table students with these names from students.csv. So this is one version. With headers is equals to true is another version. So what it will do, it will again populate this particular table with the records which are there in my CSV file. So both way you can export from Cassandra to CSV file, and by using copy to, and by using copy from, you can copy the data which is stored in a CSV file and residing on your disk into Cassandra, into the table. So here this is the name of the table in which you will copy. Fine. So these are the statements which are I have written. So truncate student. If I apply select star from students, there is no records. You can see 0 records are there. Then I applied copy student, all these fields from students.csv with header is equals to true. It will run this and you can see it will, okay, if I again apply this command select star from students, it will populate the records which are there in this particular file into the table. Right? So this is how import and export works in case of Cassandra. Right? You must have noticed that there are two words here, std out, std in. Fine. So copy, you can use copy table name to standard out. So here this will, what it will do, it will display the records on the sheet, on the shell. Fine. Standard out on the shell, that is your desktop screen. So it will display that those record area. So in case of import, but with this command, whatever records you will enter, it will store those records into the database. So these are another format of using this, but mostly we will use this file name like of syntax, where we have a huge amount of records stored in a CSV file and we want to put those records into the Cassandra. We will use this concept. Or you want to copy all the records which are there in the student in a particular table into a CSV file so that you can do some analysis on that. Then you can use this particular command like this, either to or from. Right. So this is import and export in Cassandra. Then this is the last topic of this particular chapter, which is querying system tables. Now in Cassandra, there are a number of system tables which are there, right? You cannot insert or delete anything from those tables, but you can query various kinds of information which are related to the Cassandra databases or Cassandra cluster configurations. Fine. These are the various tables which are there. Schema key space, local, peers, schema columns, and schema column families. So I have just put it into a single slide, all these few commands which we can apply on the system tables. Like if I say, if you have to apply use systems. So when you apply use system, you will enter into this particular system key space, fine, with this prompt. Fine. If I say describe key spaces, so it will display all the key spaces which are currently there in your database. And notice this is the key space that we have created. This particular key space, student underscore management. So all the key spaces which are there, it will describe all, display all these particular key spaces with this, right? It will list out all those key spaces which are there in your database, right? Then describe table, it will show all the tables which are there in this system database, right? It will display all those tables which are system defined tables into this. Now if you want to see the tables which are there in this particular student underscore management, then you have to go into this particular key space and then apply describe tables. But these are not system tables. These are user defined tables. So these are the various tables which are defined by the system, right? So if I apply this another command, select star from system underscore schema, which is this particular key space dot key spaces. So it will show all the key spaces in detail, fine. This durable writes by default it is true. The replication strategy is also defined, like here you can see simple strategy, simple strategy, simple strategy, simple strategy, like this. So it will give you information regarding all those schemas. So here you can see replication factor is 1, replication factor is 3, replication factor is 2, replication factor is 1. So these commands basically are used to get information about the databases, about the key spaces which are defined in the system, right? Then you can also supply this command select star from peers, fine. So you can see there is a table called peers. So if I supply this command, it will give me information like what is the data center host ID. So it will give you all the information. If your machine is in the network, it is connected with all other machines, then it will give you all the information related to your peers in this particular with this particular command. Right? So with this, you can see what are the various things which are there in the database, and you can retrieve that information regarding the key spaces, regarding the tables, regarding the clusters, with the help of this system tables. Right? So system key space, you can see all those information. Right? So this is the end of this particular topic.